Hey, welcome back to another episode of Simple Truth Television. Today is June 25th, 2020. I have to remake this video because, you know, yesterday I played the last 20 seconds of a song and I got a copyright claim. So I have to delete the video and do it over and just not have that part of the audio playing. So So yesterday I put out a video showing how the Fugees album, The Score, which was released back in 1996, there's a couple of songs there that I think that are programming and related to the George Floyd killing and the coronavirus outbreak. So if you guys are not familiar with the Fugees, they are a Haitian group. Lauryn Hill, Wyclef Jean, and a man named Pratt Michelle. And I was listening to this album for the first time yesterday, and I've never heard the entire album until yesterday. And then I heard a couple of songs that just, made me wonder what those songs were really about. And those two songs are track number 4 titled Zealots, and of course, track number 10 titled The Mask. And the reason Zealot stood out to me is because the last 20 seconds of that song, the guy even says, he mentions the name Floyd, and then he says how the police are just killing us and we can't allow people to do whatever they want to us, right? And those are the last 20 seconds of that song. You hear that, right? But I can't play the audio here because I'll get another copyright strike or a copyright claim. They sent me a nice email saying that there was a copyright claim on the video. So this is why I had to remove it. But if you listen to the last 20 seconds of that song, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. He mentions the name Floyd and then police and then something about killing us. So that one piece of that song made me think like maybe this is related to George Floyd, right? So I kept listening to the entire album, and then I came across track number 10, which is titled The Mask. In the beginning of that song says, Wyclef says, have you ever worn the mask? Yeah, 1 2 1 2. M to the A to the S to the K, which is the spelling of mask. Put the mask upon the face is to make the next day. Feds be hawking me. Jokers be stalking me. I walk the streets and camouflage my identity. My posse in the Brooklyn wear the mask. My crew in the Jersey wear the mask. Stick up kids doing boogie woogie wear the mask. Yeah, everybody wear the mask, but how long will it last? Think about that, right? Wearing the mask, and we are now in the time of coronavirus, where everybody's wearing a mask. And then she says, put the mask on upon the face just to make the next day, right? But track number 4, where they mentioned Floyd's name, is titled Zealots, which sums to 26, just like Floyd. And of course, the George Floyd killing went viral on the 26th of May, right? And the title of the album is The Score, which sums to 93. And of course, George Floyd was killed in Minneapolis, Minnesota, which sums to 93. That was a big number in the George Floyd case, right? A social number that connects back to MLK, Martin Luther King Jr. But this album came out on February 13th, 1996, 213. The LA area code. And we mentioned how Black History Month is 213, Black Panther. George Floyd was killed after, he was harassed because he was dealing cigarettes. He was trying to purchase cigarettes with a counterfeit $20 bill. And of course, the person on the $20 bill is Andrew Jackson, whose name summed to 213. This album came out on 213. The word death is 213. And February 13th, 1996, that was the 44th day of the year. African American is 44. George Floyd was killed by the 44-year-old police officer. And of course, 44 is the number stamped all over Black history, right? The first Black president was the 44th president. MLK died on April 4th. Malcolm X died on a day with 44 numerology. The person that killed Malcolm X got 44 years in prison, so on and so forth, right? If you guys remember the porn that George Floyd was in, he was representing the Young Risk Takers. And Young Risk Takers has Gematria of 93 as well, which connects back to the name of that album. And the George Floyd killing, again, it went viral on May 26th, and that was Lauryn Hill's 45th birthday. And of course, the word racism sums to 45. Now, notice the gematria of racism and Fugees. Perfect in 3 out of the 4 base ciphers. So, this racist story goes viral on her 45th birthday. And Wyclef Jean, who was born on October 17th, the story of George Floyd went viral 222 days after his birthday. And of course, that's the order out of chaos number. So is the word Wuhan coronavirus, sums to 222 as well. And the George Floyd killing happened 222 days after the birthday of Wyclef Jean, the other member of the Fugees. And then the other person, the other member of the group is a man named Pras Michel. And the George Floyd killing went viral 146 days before his birthday. He was born on October 19th. And of course, George Floyd died on the 146th day of the year. And that number connects back to Colin Kaepernick, with sums to 146, the football player who kneeled during the national anthem. And of course, George Floyd was killed by a police officer who kneeled on his neck, right? So I recommend you guys go back and listen to this song, Zealots. Somebody left a comment saying that Zealots sounds like sellouts, which is possible. That's possibly what they mean by that. We all know how George Floyd is a sellout, selling out his people for man. But yeah, so listen to the last, at the 4 minute and I would say 4 minute and 5 second mark, the guy starts to say the things that I wanted to point out. But I can't play the audio here, obviously, right? This is why I'm doing this video over. So I don't think all these stuffs, all of these synchronicities are somehow a coincidence, because it's just impossible for the George Floyd killing to go viral on Lauryn Hill's 45th birthday, the racism number. No way. 222 days after Wyclef Jean's birthday. No way. No way all this stuff is a coincidence. And it's just amazing, because that's 3 different people, and they somehow were able to sync their birthdays up so perfectly with this incident. Man, this stuff is really remarkable. So yeah. So the song The Mask and then the song Zealots. 2 songs that stood out to me in this album. Then I also I spoke about in that video how the movie Falling Down, which was released in 1993 on February 26th, another 26, February 26, 1993, which was the same day as the World Trade Center bombing. This movie came out on the same day. And that date was a day with 121 numerology. 2 plus 26 plus 93 sums to 121. Coronavirus outbreak is 121. That's been a big number this year. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation sums to 121, which hosted event 201, simulating a coronavirus outbreak, which was held by the World Health Organization at the Johns Hopkins University. All these words sum to 121. That was a big number this year with the coronavirus pandemic, right? And someone pointed out on freetofindtruth.com that, in the beginning of scene, when Michael Douglas, the main character in this movie, he enters a convenience store, and in a convenience store, there's a sign that says Corona Street. There's actually 2 signs that says Corona Street. And I watched the entire movie to see if I see anything else. And, this is definitely programming for the coronavirus, right? Because in this scene, Michael Douglas only has $1. and he wants to purchase a soda, and he also wants to make a phone call. But the owner of this convenience store, he only, he's charging 85 cents for a soda. But Michael Douglas doesn't want to pay 85 cents. He only wants to pay 50 cents because he wants the other 50 cents to be able to pay for his phone call. So he gets upset and he gets angry and he decides to break the convenience store. He decides to take a bat and just destroy the man's store. And then if you think about the things that are going on today, think about right after the coronavirus pandemic, we had all this vandalism on local businesses, right? And the beginning scene, that's exactly what Michael Douglas does, He takes a bat and destroys the man's store. Think about the guy with the umbrella going around breaking the windows of every small business. Then the signs, Corona Street. And then there was another scene, Michael Douglas walking around. Let's see if I can pull this up. This other scene, he's walking around stores that have signs outside that says going out of business. Think about what's going on today, right? A lot of stores are going out of business because they wasn't able to pay their rent during the pandemic. Everything was closed. A lot of these stores are now losing their businesses because of the pandemic. So all these signs, he's looking around. He's like, oh man, all these stores are going out of business, right? And then right at this scene, there's a man outside a bank with a sign that says not economically viable, because he went inside the bank and he wasn't approved for a loan. And again, that relates back to today's world, because a lot of these small businesses, in order for them to keep their stores open, they have to go to the bank and get a loan. And the man is screaming out, not economically viable. So, Corona, going out of business, loans, definitely related. And then for this movie to come out the same day as the World Trade Center bombing. And if you guys know that from 9/11, 2001 to March 11, the day that the pandemic was declared, it's a span of 222 months. Wuhan coronavirus is 222. And if you watch more of the movie, then you're gonna see scenes like this one where Michael Douglas is walking around a wall with butterflies. And butterflies are symbolic of mind control. Think about how Kobe Bryant has a butterfly tattoo. If you watch the George Floyd porn, the woman in the porn scene, she has a butterfly tattoo as well. This is symbology of mind control. And there was also another scene where Robert Duvall, who's the police officer in this movie, he steps out of a room with the number 126, and that reminds me of the day that Kobe Bryant died, right? January 26th. But yeah, so these two, this movie and this Fugees album are definitely connected to the coronavirus and George Floyd. No doubt about that. Falling down. The guy takes a bat and destroys a man's store because he doesn't want to pay 50 cents, 85 cents for a soda. So M to the A to the S to the K. So yeah, so I just definitely gotta keep this video up, Just look up those songs because I'm not able to play those songs here. But being that I had to delete it, I have to make this video. I want this video to stand out, and I want people to see this because this is definitely more evidence of how scripted this stuff all is. This movie, Falling Down, came out in 1993. This album came out in 96. 24 years ago. And also, I also pointed out how, Wyclef Jean is 50 years old. He's 50. Lauren Hill just turned 45 years old. And the man Pratt Michelle, he's 47. Their combined ages sum to 142. Coronavirus sums to 142. So I'll leave it there. And a lot of you already saw this video, but I just gotta make sure that I leave it up there because I had to delete the last one. What's going on, Dan? Yeah. Yeah, I had to take the video down, but hopefully this one stays up and we don't get no copyright claim. But you guys take care and I'll see you guys later on tonight.